2, 3. Take it away, Dave.
Folks, welcome to the 2024 version of the Get Off Our Lawn Show, the inaugural show. I am named still very much Dave Jackson down here in Western Pennsylvania. Over to my left, probably his right, is Mr. Dave Seymour. Folks, he's the first guy who successfully used his beard as a tax write-off. So there's that for you. And we're very excited to have with us, we knew her as Ronda Strom. Now she's Ronda Austin. How are you, dear?
I'm fine. Thank you for asking.
Oh, we're very excited to have you. And to be fair, just to go over the elephant in the room here, I know so very little about you and your family, and I expect a full brief because I know nothing except for the fact I bowled with your brother.
That is correct.
Yes.
I do remember those bowling days.
Yep.
Now, we had a debate before, too, on how to pronounce Strom. Was it Strom or was it Storm or what was it?
It was Strom with a long.
Oh, it was Strom. Oh,
yes, it was.
Then I need to redo this whole thing then.
You're good. Because we did get Strom, we did get Storm. We got a lot of names out of that.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Yes.
Oh, I feel bad.
And
for
then
not
to be
now.
on my name is spelled Ronda with no H in it.
Oh, right. And now I noticed that because I was like typing in, and I was like, oh, it's Ronda. As opposed to
no problem, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad we got that now that I feel less embarrassed about this whole thing. All right, very cool. So I'm gonna call a little bit of an audible on this one. The usual format is we ask you what you did after we graduated school, but just can you give me a brief? I know nothing about your family, and I know a lot about the families in Dryden back in our day, but I know nothing about your family, except for my Boulevard Market Viking Lanes.
So, and because I know nothing as well, could you also just did you live in Dryden proper?
I did live in Dryden. We lived off of 13 going towards Cortland. So Sims Hill Road, Livermore, the back end of TC3.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Back way into TC3. Yep.
Now
so that's where I grew up.
Now that road that came across there, let's see, Tim August, Sue Free, and a couple others lived on that road too, didn't they? Or is that a different road?
That's a different road.
Okay. All right.
So I lived more towards Dutcher Road.
Okay.
Across from Dutcher Road, up 13 going towards Cortland.
Ah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now I got you squared away.
Go ahead, okay.
Dave. Yeah. So I want to hear about the family. I know nothing.
Okay. So we grew up bowling together. I have one brother, Mark Strom. He graduated in 82. He was also a bowler. And then he went in the service. And when he came back, he worked at First National Bank of Dryden as the vice president, assistant vice president. My mom was the bowling coach and all that back in the day. She is still alive and lives in Cortland. My dad passed in 2006 at the age of 83. So yeah, we just keep busy.
Wow.
That was my family. I only had my brother and I.
Okay.
Is Mark still with the bank?
He is not with the bank. He has retired. He went after the bank. He went to be Cortland County Sheriff's Department. And so he was on the road. And so he has retired from that. He is now a CrossFit coach.
CrossFit.
In Cortland.
From bank to sheriff to CrossFit?
Yep.
He's
probably got a couple
of I don't do that.
No, but Dave has been rolling big tractor tires around his daughter's backyard.
Flipping tires, pounding tires.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. My daughter's got me doing crazy stuff in the backyard. It's been a lot of fun. So interestingly enough, so the whole bank thing, I don't know, you may not know that my family has a big history with the First National Bank of Dryden. Did you know that?
Correct. I did know that. Your dad
Yeah.
especially, right?
Yeah, my dad was a vice president of the bank, and then he left in the mid 70s to pursue whatever the hell my dad thought he needed to pursue at the time. So what was
Okay.
funny was I think I've told the story to Dave. I came home last summer. I had to go to the bank. What did I have to do? I had to do something. Oh, I closed out our bank account finally. That's what I did. So I get to the teller desk. I'm looking around. I'm looking around. I'm like bringing back all these memories and whatnot. And there's a picture next to the teller desk, circa 1960, like 4, and it's my dad,
Okay.
Ron Denniston, Dorla
Oh, yep.
Parker. I forget who the gal, but anyways, they were helping out a customer open up a new. It was a picture of them helping out a gal with a new checking account, and
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, so I'm talking before I saw the picture. I'm talking to these folks. I'm like, yeah, it's my dad. My dad used to be the vice president, and Ron Denniston, and I'm talking about Faye Stafford and the whole nine. They're like, oh, they're up there on the wall back in the boardroom. Of course, all their pictures are back there. And I said, I took the picture, and I turned around. I said, that's my dad right there. And they're like, that's your dad? I'm like, yep, right there. See, I used to get bowling money. Yeah. The only reason I could bowl, well, not the only reason, I used to shovel the sidewalk at the bank, and I used to go to Mr. Skank at the teller desk. And he used to give me cash for shoveling the sidewalk at the bank. Anyways, that's my bank story. Here, I just wanted to get told in there.
Wasn't there a
A
desk though?
small world.
Wasn't
What?
there a desk too at the bank? You like went into some room and there was like a desk, I thought.
Well, there was a big desk, and there still is in front of the vault, right in front of the vault. And that was where that picture was taken, by the way. They were at that desk helping on a customer right in front of the open vault.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And what's even funnier was every one of them had a cigarette in their hand in that picture.
When you could smoke inside.
Yes. Everybody had a cigarette in their hand. It was
That
hysterical.
was it.
So,
All right.
all right. So we're
Enough
caught up on
about
the
you,
family.
Dave.
Yeah. We're caught up on the family. So yeah, you see the format. What after we graduated school, like Dave says, we walked off the field. Take us from there.
So after we graduated from school, and to go back to some of the videos that I have watched
Mhm.
of questions you have asked people, we did not sit in order of like awards and stuff. I believe we sat alphabetically.
Ooh, controversy. We have a controversy.
I was thinking the
I
alphabetical.
believe. I don't know. The only reason I say that is I don't remember sitting in a special spot because I got an award and I had to go up there. I don't remember being in a special spot for that
Oh,
because I
okay.
knew nothing of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, because we were told,
So
was it a special spot, Dave, or was it by order of rank in the
I
class?
think somebody said rank, and I was
Yeah.
like, no, they didn't. They didn't say
Yeah.
n-
Yeah, because I remember sitting next
I-
to Ronnie Jackson and Shelley Jackson, and
because
you know,
that would just be mean, right? You got Malcolm Head reading names, right? Here's your diploma. Here's your diploma. And
yeah,
finally,
yes, yeah.
you know,
Number 213.
number 213 with an average GPA of almost 5, right? You know, out of
oh
100.
John
my.
Regents barely passed Skippy.
That's right. That was exactly. No, I'm
But
almost.
so anyway, after school, I did go to TC3 for a year and a half
Did you?
um, for business administration.
Mhm.
And I just found that I would rather have been working in the field. So I then went to work at Kmart and worked in the what the office. I was in the cash cage, they called it, and I
Okay.
helped with checking in orders and stuff. So I worked there for 5 years,
Is that Cortland or
and
Ithaca Cape?
then
Cortland or
yeah, and then I went to, Ithaca to JW Rhodes in the Pyramid Mall.
here in Mall? Yeah.
Oh,
It used to be where Bonton used to be, and worked there a couple years,
Yep.
and then my family came along. So,
Okay.
all right.
yeah.
So you two
So
went to school at
I
TC3 about the same time then. You two should talk. Didn't you go to TC3 right after school, Dave?
We did. And so, you know, I was
Yep.
I was over in, I don't know, probably in the laboratory with the electrical guys. But you were there for 81 and 82, part of 82?
Yeah, part of 82, not all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Yep.
right. And then, and sorry, I
So,
missed it.
yeah.
Did you work in Cortland or Ithaca Kmart?
I worked in Cortland Kmart.
Okay. All
My
right.
next door neighbor, where I grew up, also worked at Kmart, and she kind of got me in there. So,
Gotcha.
Well,
I worked with Steve Lacey's mom, was part of HR at that time.
oh,
There
well,
you
we
go.
all know
Yeah.
Cortland's Kmart was the best Kmart. Everybody knows that. So, I mean,
Yep.
not the Ithaca
So,
Kmart.
I think they kept flooding over there in recent years, didn't they?
yeah, that's what I did. And then life went on, and I went to different retail areas. So,
Okay.
yeah,
I don't know if you remember or not, but I
so
sold
you
shoes.
guys go on
I sold shoes in the Pyramid Mall. I worked at the Tom
in the
McKee.
pyramid. Oh, Tom McKeon. Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Of all things, a men's.
Before we graduated, I did try working because I wanted a part-time job. I did try working at Hills department store, but school got in the way, so forget
Yep.
that.
I can understand that. Steve Floyd used to work
Yeah.
in that Hills store.
Correct. Yep.
No.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
So the family,
Yeah.
you started to mention about
Okay.
the family. Go from
All right.
there. Take us to that.
So take us through your
Okay.
family. Tom.
So, in 1987, I got married. I married a guy from Homer School. And then my kids came along in 1988. I have a 35-year-old daughter. And in 1989, I have a 34-year-old son. So they were 18 months apart. And then I went to work for Marvin Windows in Cortland. They sold windows, but we were just a wholesale distributor, and I worked there for 25 years. And then they went out of business, and then I now am back in retail at Builder's Best in Cortland, and I am the office manager there.
Oh, nice.
Now what
Yeah.
are the kids doing?
Yeah. So do you have grandkids?
Yep, I do. My daughter, 35, lives in Albany, and she works for the Department of Education, special ed.
Mhm.
And she has a 4.5-year-old daughter, and she is 7 months pregnant. And so I have another grandchild on the way.
Oh, that's exciting.
And then my son works for UPS in Cortland, and he has a 5-year-old son and a 2.5-year-old son. So I don't know what child or grandchild number 4 is going to be. It's a surprise. So
Okay.
I will have
Fun.
4, and that will be it. So,
Well, it's awesome.
they're all young grandchildren. So
Well, it's awesome that they're all
not
right
like
there in the
yours,
area.
Dave.
You
What
get to
was
see
that?
you get to see all your grandkids. They're all there in the area.
Yep. Well, my daughter lives in Albany, so she's
That's a little
3
far
hours away. I mean, it's not far, but
Yeah.
yeah, my son lives in Tully, so he's just a hop, skip, and jump down the road. I live in Groton currently, so
Okay.
with my we live in Groton. My kids went to Hummer School, and we moved in with my mother-in-law in 2016 to help her take care of the stuff around the house and such. So
Yep.
Yeah.
it's fine. We live in the basement, and it's all good.
Very nice.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
A family thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a
Cool.
family
Wow.
thing. That's right.
Are you still
Just like your
bowling?
family, Dave.
It
Yeah.
is.
What
Yeah.
was that?
Are you still bowling?
No. That got to be, I haven't bowled in probably 5 years. It got to be too expensive. It's way too expensive, and just my body started aching.
Yeah. No, I feel you there. I feel
Yeah,
you there.
every day, right? We call it pain of the day at our house. You
Yeah.
wake up and you say,
Yes.
"What's hurting today?" And you're like, "Oh, I got a new pain today." So
Yeah.
we call it pain of the day.
Add that to the list.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So, but
So what kind
yeah,
of do
but
you,
I enjoy all that you guys do. This is great.
Oh,
I
stop.
enjoy it.
yeah.
Stop. Stop.
We
Stop.
enjoy it just because we get to touch base with everybody. We haven't, we were chatting before we started this whole thing. We were like, we had to call up somebody, and then our wives got together and said, start a podcast, right? Start documenting these
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
So it's kind
Yeah.
of fun that way.
Yeah.
So what do you do with your free time? Do you have free time?
I do have free time. My free time consists of watching the grandchildren
Okay.
and just hanging out watching Hallmark Channel.
Oh, big
And just
Hallmark
I
girl.
do like to, I like the Hallmark Channel and I like just knitting and just relaxing. I do still work, so
Mhm. Yep.
I just come home and chill out.
What kind of things do you knit?
I knit Afghans.
Okay.
I like knitting Afghans, like baby blankets and just
Mhm.
throws and stuff like that. That's
Okay.
easy. I don't knit any hats or mittens or any of that stuff. I'll leave that to my mom.
Yeah.
Well, Pam's grandmother used to knit these things. Pam's grandmother knitted hats and mittens. The problem is they were always sort of like, I don't know whose hands they were going on and whose head they were going on, right? Because they were either
Right?
the hats were like they'd cut off all this blood supply to your head, and then the mittens would be like these giant fins that came out. Anyway,
You look like a seal.
yeah, you're like two catcher's mittens. Anyway, it was just one of those things. I hardly endorse blankets.
Yes.
Oh,
They're
Yeah.
multi-purpose.
So I will say, I've never been to any of the reunions
okay.
because I
Okay.
I just
Hmm.
was busy doing something else, or I would chicken out. I was a shy girl in school, so
I, you
I
know,
just didn't.
that's kind of interesting, because you say you're quiet and stuff like that. And we got one picture here. I'm going to share my screen for 1 second. And it's pushing the screen. Here is
But
senior choir, senior chorus.
Oh, yep, I was in a choir.
Yeah, here you are
Oh, there I
circled down
am.
here. And I was like,
Yep.
with Mrs. Auburn, and the back row here, we were always screwing around and getting yelled at by Mrs. Auburn.
were you in it?
I was
How many years were you in chorus? Were you in it for the full duration of high school or what?
I was in chorus the whole high school. Yes,
All the
I
years of high
was.
school. So 9, 10, 11.
Yep, all the years of high school. I did do band for a little bit. I played the saxophone and the cornet for a little bit, but
You're blowing
Saxophone.
Dave's mind. You're blowing Dave's mind.
You're blowing my mind.
I know I am. I figured that I was, but I remember going to Groton High School for all county choir and all that stuff.
Mhm. Did you ever go to the All County
Yep.
Band, like for the saxophone?
I don't think so because I didn't continue with band as much as I did the choir.
Okay,
So
then I got to ask you, what years were you in band playing saxophone?
that was probably 7th and 8th grade.
Wow.
And yeah, 7th and 8th, maybe 9th, but yeah, I didn't play it long.
No, the reason I do because Phil Bakke and I and Lori Munson all played saxophone as well.
Yep.
And I was like, and you've had to have sat with us in that group. Now I'm embarrassed.
Yep.
Now I'm really embarrassed.
Should be.
Oh my, don't worry. But I see my brother in that picture too.
Your brother's in this
Oh.
picture?
Oh, go back.
Yep.
Go back, Dave.
All right.
I gotta see that.
Where's your brother at?
Let me look.
He is in the
Right there.
third row.
Right there below
back
below
right.
Bender. Yep, right there.
Yep.
Right there below Bender. Right there. Yep.
The Blondie.
Yep.
And that was his first name was Mark, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now I have to ask you a question about this choir group. because you had to be in the
Okay.
practices and the band room and all that kind of stuff. Did you find the back row of men here, boys? We'll call them boys at the time. Did you find them terribly annoying,
No, not at all. I
or
can't even remember.
did you enjoy the shenanigans that we always pulled on Mrs. Auburn?
I did enjoy the shenanigans. Definitely. You guys were funny. Some of these guys I don't even remember being in chorus the whole time. Like, oh my God. It's like Dave Stoner. Why I can't imagine him being in in chorus. And
Mhm.
is that Kirk Canis in front of him? Who is that?
No.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I have to go back and look at the names. I'm not sure who this person is right here. There was Mark Gehring and Tom Ball and Tom
Tom
Bob,
Ball. Jamie Bobnick, right?
Steve Plourde. Who's this guy right here? I can't remember his name. That wasn't Carl Willis.
Yeah, I don't remember his.
That doesn't look like
No.
Carl Willis. All right.
No, that's funny.
It is funny. And it's like, wow, you must have been really quiet.
I was very quiet in school. I was.
That's Scott Plord. Hello, Dave.
Scott Plourde in front of Dave Stoner there.
Correct.
That would have been my next guess.
Yep, Scott Plord.
Yep. No.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't remember Scott being in there either. Because he would have likely been
No.
the guys that was screwing around too.
You were too busy pulling stunts. Shenanigans.
Oh, don't get me started. All right. So, well, see, I have this vision of shenanigans, and I was trying to figure out whether they were annoying people or they were silly or they were somewhere in between, right? And so I was trying to relive my high school years.
Dave's rating scale.
That's right.
Not funny, hysterical, somewhere in between.
That's right. Or just annoying.
Annoying, yeah.
Shut up. All right.
Oh,
No, you guys weren't annoying at all.
All right. All right. That's a load off my mind.
Yeah.
That should be a standard question, Dave.
it should be. I agree.
Was it annoying or
Yeah.
was it funny?
Was Dave Seymour and his pals annoying to you either at Greek Peak or at school?
Or in history class or anything?
Or his, yeah, anything, any class at school, yeah.
Any class.
All right, bring up another picture, Dave.
You want another picture?
Yep, do another
Well,
picture.
first of all, let's go here. Let's go to here is your senior picture.
Ta-da!
Yeah, that's my senior picture.
Looking reflective, right?
You're looking very reflective.
Yeah.
Contemplative.
Contemplative.
Yes.
Now, do you remember what your senior prophecy was?
Something about the retail world or something.
Okay.
I wanted to start my own store. Well, that didn't happen. So,
Well, here it is. So you got part of it right. Was happy in retail business and travel.
okay.
Travel.
No,
Now,
that didn't happen either.
all right. So let me ask you the
No.
question then. How did you get the name Ronda Honda?
Ronda Honda Rona.
Ronda Honda. That's like,
I don't remember where Rona came from, but Ronda Honda, though I had some guys always just wanted to call me Ronda Honda. So thought I should ride a Honda just because my name was spelled without the H, I think.
did you have a Honda? Like, did you have an Accord or a Civic or something?
No, I did not. And nope, did not. I think it
Just
I
two
don't know where
rhyming
it
words
came
people put together.
Just rhyming, not a lawnmower.
Yep, just rhyming.
All right. Not a motorcycle or a lawnmower, right, Dave?
Not a weed whacker.
Not a weed whacker or nothing. All right. So let's
Oh dear.
all right. Now, here is now we had this one with
My.
our interview with Robin.
Yes.
Now,
And
this
Steve.
is this not you in the Lion's Den?
Yep, that is. I was a big part of the Lion's Den when it first came around.
Okay.
Yep.
I
Mrs.
want
Go ahead, Dave.
I
Hafler,
want to hear some
Hafler?
Lions Den
Trivia or
trivia.
stories?
Yeah, some stories, some scandals. What you got? Lions Den.
Oh, oh, don't
Give me
have
some
much, but
give me some behind the counter gossip.
Yeah, give me some behind the counter gossip from the
oh,
Lions.
that I don't have, but I don't remember some of those guys being in the den. I remember Steve Lisi and I and Mrs. Hafler, um, and some of us went down to New York City
Oh,
and traveled the retail business area, but
Mhm.
we were a part of getting it started. It was a great thing, and I think it still is going now. I think they still have it.
oh, that would be
So, but
something
I
to
don't
find out.
remember some of those people being really involved with the Lions Den,
Well, let's
Okay.
see.
like
Let's see.
Bob,
I mean,
Bob Klein.
Bob Klein next to you. Bob Klein,
Bob
Yep.
Klein. Yep.
Agnes. I see.
Yep. There's Toby
Uh,
Beecraft hiding back there.
Dave Barber.
That isn't that Toby Beecraft, right?
Yeah,
Toby
Toby
Beecraft.
Beecraft
Right
Behind
here.
him.
back
Yep.
here,
Yep.
just his little
Yep.
glasses sticking out.
Yep.
I see Janelle Gabri
Yep.
behind Agnes.
Yep.
This was
Behind Agnes.
Laura
Laura Ingram.
Ingram.
Or
Right?
Ingram. Right.
Yep.
Yep.
Rick Page, Steve
Perfect.
Lisi,
Yep.
Agnes,
Yep.
Sandy Abbey,
Dave
And Debbie. Yep.
Dave Barber.
Dave Barb up there. Is this
Yep.
Janelle
I don't know
Gaffney?
who is behind Cassie.
That's Janelle
That's
Gabri there
Janelle.
behind
Yep.
Agnes. Yep.
Yep.
Janelle.
Okay.
Is that Lori Munson behind in the back row to the right of Laura? That looks like Lori Munson to me.
I'd
Maybe.
recognize those eyebrows anywhere.
Hang on. I'll research and get right back with you. Hold
All
on.
right. And so,
Yep. That might have been.
what year did the Lions Den start? Did you guys start it or did you
So
continue it?
we graduated in 80. I want to say the Lions Den started in 78 or 79.
So like junior or maybe the end of the sophomore year or probably junior.
Yep, sophomore or junior year. Yes.
And it didn't exist before that.
Nope. Nope. It
Interesting.
started in a little closet out by the C wing and
Yeah, it was in the hallway that was across from C13, I think. In that little
from the yep.
That
Yep.
little corner, little alcove there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, and it was a little closet is what we started it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have breaking news.
What's that?
Next to, according to the lines, according to the picture thing here,
All right.
next to Laura Ingram is somebody named EFLESZAR.
They must be referring to this person here. That's not Lori. You mean in the back?
Yeah, it's not Laura.
That's not Lori Munson.
Not Laura Munson.
I would have sworn it
In
was.
front, and
I know.
it's nice. Sandy is Cassie, isn't it?
That's correct.
Yeah, Cassie. Yep.
Yep.
And
Huh. I don't know
Barber,
who that is.
Dave Barber, Robin Brown, Laura Ingram, E. Flezer, and then Toby Beecraft in the back row.
and then who's this? Who are these two people on the end?
This
See,
was Darlene Cameron.
correct. Rick Page, Gabri, Sandy Abbey, C. Skank, Ronda,
Yep,
D.
Cassie.
Bell, and Mrs. Hafler.
Okay.
D. Bell, one of the bells.
All right. There you go.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So did you actually help start the Lions Den? Like who came up with
Yes.
the concept of the Lions Den?
Well, I believe that was Mrs. Hafler, but Steve Lisi and I both helped get that started. We
Nice.
thought that it would be cool to have something to sell pencils and all that stuff that is needed throughout the day, and that's how it got started.
And then it took off when you guys went to junk food.
Yep.
That
I was
and
I'm
smoke.
getting some M&Ms today.
That's right. That and probably
M&Ms,
smoke.
and then we got into the sweatshirt, t-shirts. Yeah,
Yep.
it was cool.
Did you guys sell cigarettes?
No, we did not sell cigarettes.
Because it seems like the smoking lounge was right out that door. Anyway.
Was it out that door or was it down by the cafeteria?
Down by the cafeteria.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, you're on the wrong end of the school.
Not that I did it because I didn't, but that's where it was.
All right. Now let's see here. We talked about that one. We talked about that one. All right. So here's one more. Tell us about this.
Oh, what was this? Was this
Ooh.
was this track?
It was track, right, Dave?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Now,
Correct.
Okay.
now that's a good question.
I
Was this indoor track or regular outdoor track?
this was regular outdoor track. Could have been either, but I believe that was outdoor. I was part of that team for the 4 years of high school.
Really?
I
Really?
ran the Yep. I was we were IAC champions in 1979, I think.
So junior year.
I think it was our junior year. I was gonna find my jacket and put it on, but I couldn't find it.
Oh, that's great.
I did run the 220, which was half. You start halfway in the track and go around to that part.
Yes.
And I was just part of the team. I was never a winner. I was just part of the team. I enjoyed it being part of something. So
Yeah,
being part of
totally
the team.
understand. Yeah.
Yep. So I'm surprised that Janelle is not in that picture because she was a hurdler. So I don't know
Maybe
where
she
she
missed
was.
picture day. She was running late.
Maybe. I don't.
She was running
Maybe.
late.
Who
I
was
see what
this?
you did there. I see what you did there.
So I see Sandy Space.
Yep.
Who is the one standing next to Sandy Space?
That's Lori
Do you know?
Monson. Oh, next to Sandy Space. That's oh
We're gonna have to find the picture again, Dave.
I know. It's your Dave, your sister dated her brother.
Your sister did.
Hang on. Look up to me. Hang on.
I'm at a loss right there.
Hang on. I'll tell you. Stand by.
I don't remember taking anybody back and pummel them.
Oh,
That was not our
goodness, yeah.
side.
But yeah, I enjoyed being part of that team anyway. So
Fun stuff.
yeah.
Lori Munson, last time I was at the high school, Lori Munson
Mhm.
still held her plaque is still out there in the main hallway where the hallway used to be as the fastest. What record did she break? Was it 100? I forget, but she still holds that record as the last time I went to the school.
Whatever her event was.
Yeah, I forget.
Yeah, I don't remember what her event was, but okay. Amy Ross was a good runner too.
Yeah, Amy was in a couple of different things. I remember her playing field hockey with my sister, my younger sister Beth.
Uh-huh.
And then that's Eldon Stefano. Who's this young lady
Yep.
on?
I don't remember her name either.
All right.
And then I don't remember the one standing behind me. Was that a German?
Yes. I want to say Nancy.
Amy German?
Amy German.
Nancy
that sounds
German.
right.
Amy or Nancy?
Amy, Nancy.
Yeah.
Nancy.
Interesting.
Yeah. I will say also
Monagle.
that
What did you just say?
who was it?
Monagle is the name of that girl. Beth, I think her name was Beth Monagle.
Oh, Wanago. Okay.
Monagle, yeah.
Sure. Why not?
So next time you talk to your sister, Dave, say, did you date a Wanagle? What'd you get?
I'm gonna have to look up the guy's name, Wanagle.
He was in band with you.
I seem to remember Wanagle, but he was not in our class.
No, he was not in our class. Wanagle. No. Found him.
There we go.
There we go. Back in. Dave's looking up Wanagle.
I was looking up the Wanagles for Dave for some ammo for his sister.
I don't remember some of those kids.
I know it's
Oh my
tough.
gosh.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
preaching to the choir, kiddo.
Preaching to the choir, man. It's like, what was that? Well, that was 44 years ago.
It was 44 years ago.
I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning.
I
So
know. I have that very same problem. You wake up in the morning, you're like,
yeah,
I have to keep track of the days now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you'll be happy to know, dear, that I'm still bowling. I resumed bowling last year.
Okay, very
Yeah,
good.
got back
Are
into it.
are you still a good bowler like you were?
I'm holding right now, and you understand this. Maybe Dave won't. I'm holding a 207 average right now. I've
Oh,
yet
goodness
I,
gracious, very
I,
good.
I've yet to have a 300 game. I've been that close.
I thought you had a 300 game there like a couple months ago.
No. I was that close.
That
Close.
close.
That close.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. And what year did they tear down the Viking lanes?
I want to say, ugh. So this is 2024, probably 20 years ago, at
Oh, wow.
least.
At
Yeah,
least, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's McDonald's and a gas station and
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, AKA the House of Pooterbaugh.
The
Remember
what?
Marge?
Yep,
The
yep.
Pooterbaws are the ones that own the Viking lanes, Day before the Armstrongs bought it and then ruined it. But that's just
Ye
another story. So
the it
and
was actually, Lynn and Yvonne Wright,
they
which
had it,
was Jan
and
Rose.
then
Yes.
didn't one of the Armstrongs buy it?
I don't remember that, but
I think it went from
I
yeah, Lynn
remember when
Wright, and then I want to say one Larry Armstrong's kid bought it. Anyway, hold that thought. I want to show you something.
oh,
Speaking of
okay.
bowling, and I'm working on finding out the video for this. I don't know if you can see this. Here we go. Hang
There you
on.
go.
TV3 challenge?
Yeah. So
Yes.
the 5 days before I went to basic training in July of '80, Marge put together me, Lori Ryan, Sheila Schmoll, Rodney Riker, and Roy Riker, and we went up to Syracuse, and I forgot what high school we bowled against, but we won. And it aired when I was in basic training. I never saw it. To this day, I've yet to see the video. We won. Doug McCartney took over my spot because the next week we went back and we lost.
No way.
But, so since you're here, you can help me since you've been in the area the whole time. What was it? Was it WSYR that did the TV3 challenge bowling back then? Do you remember what TV station it was? Was it
Yep,
SYR?
it was WSYR Channel 3. Yep.
So
And they had the
I'm
small
thinking,
little bowling alley
they had a
inside
two-lane
Channel
bowling alley
3.
in the basement of the studio. Yeah. I'm
Yep.
thinking I
Yep.
can probably contact those people and say, hey, they got to have the archives, right?
Yep.
Oh, here
And
you
I
go.
did that once too. I don't know if I was bowling individually against
Did you
somebody.
really?
Yep. Yep.
That's
So,
awesome.
yep. And then they used to have bowling for dollars or
I remember
something
that.
like that.
Yep.
Yep.
Here you go,
My
Dave.
mom did
What you
that.
got? So I got that right before they tore down the lanes when it was closed. It was all closed down. Everything
Yep.
was still in there. I went in there and grabbed that off the wall. Oh, look
Oh,
at that.
very cool. Look at that. A Vikings Lanes matchbook cover.
It was on eBay.
Shut up.
Oh,
Nope.
wow.
That's where I found it.
That
Wow.
is so cool.
It went for $5.98.
Wow. That's a steal.
Oh my gosh.
I was
You
looking.
know,
Wow.
bit of Viking Lanes trivia, Rhonda. You know, there's only one person that threw a 300 in those lanes. You know who it was?
I do not know who that was.
Tim Van Slyke.
Oh, great.
You remember
Okay.
Tim?
Yep, I remember Tim. And my son knows Tim too through
Yep.
UPS.
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, because
Yep.
Tim retired from UPS.
Before Tim retired, my son was working with him and they were good friends.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Oh, he'll be
Yeah.
fascinated about the he'll want to see this episode then. Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. What a small
But
world.
I do remember all the bowling. We had lots of kids that bowled with us.
Yep. Yep.
back in the day.
Yep. No,
So
I was on that.
Wayne,
I did that traveling team that Marge put together. We went to all high. Remember that travel? That was the all-star traveling team or something like that. That was a
yep,
lot of fun.
yep,
That was a lot of fun.
yep. So in 1980, because we were part of the Cortland Youth Bowling Association,
Uh-huh.
so right after we graduated in October of 1980, I became the Youth Bowler of the Year.
Shut up.
Youth
Yeah,
Bowl.
I did.
That's
It was called the
awesome.
Pete Sheridan Youth Bowler of the Year. So, because I had moved from bowling in Dryden and went up to 281 in Cortland because my
Right.
mom started coaching up there. So, yeah,
Did you get to
Wow.
wear a sash in a parade?
no,
Like the Dairy Princess? It was like Youth
no,
Bowling Princess or something.
A sash
no,
in a
did not.
parade.
I just had to ask.
You
No,
get to go out of the light. You get to go out and hold the ball.
Could be on the float, right?
She's juggling pins. Going.
no. It was a banquet.
Great. Oh, that's so
Oh,
funny.
dear.
Sorry, I just threw that. in
That's great.
No.
That's
there.
hysterical.
That hit me as anyway, right in the side of the head.
So, Dave, ask our dear friend here your good question. Your standard.
What was that?
Oh, okay. I was like,
It's been a while since we've done one of these.
we haven't refreshed our brains yet, or how we
Yeah,
did.
we have not.
So one of the questions we ask is, what advice would you give to yourself in high school now that you've got some reflective wisdom from being out in the world for the last 40 years? Do you have any advice for your younger self?
Oh my. Uh no, I can't think of anything right at the present moment on what I would do about that. Just be happy.
Be happy. All right.
That's pretty.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's pretty simplistic, cut and dry.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question is do you have any who are the folks that you hung around with at Dryden High School? Did you have like a group of friends?
Yep. Yep. So I hung around with Sandy Abbey,
Okay.
Cassie Skank,
Mhm.
Janelle Gabory,
Mm-hmm.
Sue Spangenberg.
Okay.
And so it was that crew there. I associated with everybody because I just got along with everybody, even though I was a shy person.
Okay.
After school, let's see, probably 83 to 85, Janelle and I lived together for a while.
Okay.
Oh,
And then she went into the service and we both went our separate ways.
that's right. She went to the Army, if I
Brenda
remember right.
Dennis, yes.
Yeah.
The Air Force.
Oh, was it the Air Force?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was in the Air Force, yes.
Okay.
And then I hung around with after school Brenda Deniston,
Okay.
Melissa Mudge, and Sherry Case at that
Okay.
time. I was actually in Brenda's wedding in 1984.
Really?
She was, she was in my wedding in 1987. Her and Janelle both were in my wedding.
Hmm.
And as far as now, I try to get together when like Robin comes up from South Carolina
Mhm.
or South Carolina for breakfast. I try to join that group every once in a while.
Yeah.
I live right down the street from Robin Bailey. So once in a while, I see her walking. I see Wayne Dunham walking occasionally because he lives around the corner from me as well.
Okay.
Oh,
I live right in the village of Groton up by the elementary school. So,
Okay. Yep.
it's a nice area.
Yep.
And I've talked to Brenda Deniston occasionally. Our kids were both all born about the same time, so they have a lot in common as well because they both all of them went to Homer School. My kids went to Homer School.
Um,
So how did you guys go about? Do you randomly pick names? How do you do this?
Oh, well, that's a funny story, dear.
I'll let you
Oh
share.
dear.
We literally start just messaging random people that we think might want to do this and hope for an
Uh-huh.
answer, yes or no, preferably yes. And we just whoever we can just get that says yes, that we can, make schedules work. There's no real math to it. I mean, we have people that we'd like to get on, that we haven't talked to like ever. Like we talked to
Right?
Wayne on him. I talked to Wayne a lot, so I know what's going on with Wayne and stuff like that. We're gonna get him on, but there's folks that we just have not talked to. I mean, you're a
Talk
perfect
to.
example. You're a perfect example. I mean, I knew nothing
Right.
about you except that we bowled but it's all very random. Is
Yep.
that is that about the best way to explain it, Dave? Very random.
Well, I mean, everybody we sort of look at the class list that's on the Facebook Dryden High page, right?
Yeah.
So we know that
Right.
people are at least on Facebook, and then we have some kind of way to get in contact with them. Because there are some people that just don't use Facebook at all. And so
Right.
then it's really hard to get a hold of those folks. So that kind of thing. So we just sort of go down through and then we ping everybody that we can find, see
Oh,
what the
that's
response is.
cool. I was just curious.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very
There's
happy to
there's no math, there's no
get a
math or geometry
thing
to
from you
it.
guys.
And feel free to poke anybody that you know that hasn't been on the show. Encourage them to
Okay.
reach out.
I would love to talk to Brenda Denniston.
I thought you would. Yeah, yeah, and she's not on Facebook a
I
lot,
know.
but, I do see her husband. He is now the president of the
Bank.
bank.
What a small
So
world that is.
See, that would be fun.
That's crazy to me.
And
That's
or like
yeah,
in that group.
yeah.
right?
And
Yeah.
interesting. Now, let me ask you a question. So, out of the people that you were hanging out with, do you have any funny stories or just stories in general? Like, did you guys ever get in trouble as a mob from Dryden?
Um, I remember, Cassie and I would go out occasionally this was after school, obviously. We would go to the North 40,
Mhm.
and my mom always had to go away on like bowling trips or something. She was going away on next morning. So I would come home at 4 o'clock in the morning and she was just getting up to leave. So we did get in trouble a couple of times for that, but
You're such a
because I was
troublemaker.
that shy person that I am.
Yeah. Wow.
Now,
But we always had good times. Cassie, Sandy, and I had met some friends at TC3, and they were one guy in particular was from Auburn, so we took a road trip to Auburn, and I ended up locking my keys in the car. I had a little yellow Chevette and
Ooh.
locked the keys in the car, and we had to wait for a cop or something to come and let us into the car. So we had a nice road trip to Auburn, but yeah, we had fun.
Nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What teachers, if any, that you really admired or influenced you in high school?
Um, I would say, because I was in the business part of the school, Mrs. Hafler and Linda Bruno.
Okay.
Linda Bruno was the business math teacher.
Mhm,
I really enjoyed them. Mr. Claflin, I enjoyed class, with him.
mhm.
Unfortunately, he has passed on, but yeah, I enjoyed all the teachers. I enjoyed school.
That's something we haven't heard like that from anybody yet. That's good. I like that. You know what? I just enjoyed school. I like that.
nobody said that.
Nobody says that.
I did enjoy school.
I totally believe you. I don't think you're making it up. I totally believe you. You seem very sincere with that. Very nice. Oh,
Thank you.
yeah. Not to go back to the whole Brenda thing, but I am. She was my first crush,
Oh, okay.
going way back to like
Yep.
second grade. If you could have a crush,
Okay.
You didn't have a crush in second grade?
I had a crush in second grade.
Brenda would have been the one.
I even came back and told my mom, I think I found the one, Mom. And of course, my mom said, "You mean
I
Ron and Bonnie Dennison's daughter? That would be the one, Mom, right there. That's it."
I had a crush in second grade. Ron Flynn and I were best friends back then.
Ronnie, shotgun.
Yeah. So
That's the name I gotta add
then
to
a funny story is in third grade, I got transferred the day before school started to McLean for third grade because I was right on the border of where McLean School District, the bus picks you up and everything. And I guess Dryden had too many kids in third grade. So I got transferred to third grade in McLean, knew nobody. That's
This-
where I met Sandy.
This is where
And
Dave says, "I had no idea." Right here. Go ahead.
I
And say
had no
it.
idea. So you had to do
Well,
hard
'cause
time over at McLean.
you were in Freeville school, right?
Yeah, I did Freeville K through 3, and then moved to the big
Right.
house in fourth.
Right. Yep. So I almost didn't make it out of third grade because it was a really changing year for me, but I made it.
Wow.
Do you remember
Yeah.
the sulfur water in the McLean Elementary School?
I did remember that. That was awful. I watched Barb's story and I
Yes.
remember that.
Wow. The
Everybody-
stinky water in McLean.
Yeah. It wouldn't
Yeah,
fly
it
these
was
days,
awful.
Dave, with all the I mean, you could go to the water fountain, turn it on, and just smell it.
Yeah.
Let
Yeah.
alone if you're thirsty and you actually wanted to drink it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you could just smell it even in the bathroom. It was awful.
Right. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
It
Wow.
was.
I guess we had a good at Dryden Elementary.
Yeah. You had a good there. McLean was like the big house, you had to
Oh, big house.
you had to do
The
your
hoot,
time.
the hoot scow.
The Hoots guy. You had to do time in McLean.
Wow.
I don't remember my first grade teacher or my second grade teacher. I
Mhm.
remember everybody else. Like when I came back fourth grade, I had Mrs. Hackett. And then I had Mrs. Ox in fifth grade,
This is yeah.
Mr. Parsons in sixth grade. Mrs. Ox was down by the music room
Correct.
of the
Down by the
elementary
art, down by the
schools.
art thing, and yeah. Remember she changed her
Yeah.
name. Remember when she changed her name? Remember she legally changed her name.
What did she change?
No, I did not know
I don't
that.
remember what it went to, but I remember she legally changed her
Well,
name. From
did she
Doc to-
legally change it? She get married.
No, she changed her name. I remember that clearly. I'm 99.9% sure. So I remember there was a big thing about her new name is, and she didn't get married. She was like a legal change because she just didn't like her name. I don't know.
And the previous name was Ox.
No, it was Ock. Mrs. Ock.
Oh,
Was it
like
Ock?
Bach. All right.
Oh,
OCH.
yeah, OCHS.
Yep, Ock. Mrs. Ock.
Did she have
Yep.
did she have 8 arms that was robotic?
I knew you were going to say that. I was waiting. And Q Dave.
It was like
So
Doc
is
Ock.
that who you had too, Dave?
No, I had Mrs. Witter right down the hall from Mrs. Ock in fifth grade. And I had Mrs. Dugan for fourth grade. I had Mrs. Moon for third grade. I had Mrs. Van Order for second grade. And I had Mrs. Roche, who became Mrs. Faye Stafford in first grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nope,
And Mrs.
I don't
Davidson. in
remember
second grade. Mrs. Davidson.
Oh, I don't remember first and second. So I had Mrs. Wood for or kindergarten.
Oh yeah, yeah. Right next to Mrs. Farron's class. Yeah. Yep.
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 So cool.
Do you have anything for us? Do you have any questions you want to whip on us? We're open books. Fire away.
I don't have anything. I really have enjoyed talking to you guys. I'm just, yeah,
We're honored
don't
to
have
have you. It's
anything.
been great fun.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And I was trying to look up. You said Mrs. Parsons in sixth grade, right?
No, I had Mr. Parsons
Oh,
for
Mr.
sixth
Parsons.
grade.
Okay,
Oh.
sorry, I got the wrong
Yeah.
picture. All right. There's Mr. Parsons'
Yep,
class.
that's it. So I was in the third row, standing back by Kenny
There you
McIntyre.
are. Melanie Pozo to your right.
Yep, Melanie and Lori
Is that Lori
and
Bussler?
Michelle
Yeah.
and Michelle Teeter.
Wow.
Yep, Michelle Teeter there.
And that's Kenny.
Um,
And to your left is Kenny.
Yep,
Oh, help me
Kenny
out.
McIntyre.
Kenny McIntyre. Thank you.
Yep,
And let's see. I got here. Let's see. We got Ron Jackson,
yep,
Rod Riker, Tim
yep.
Keegan,
Tim Keegan. Yep,
Kevin Fouts,
Kevin Fouts.
Yeah.
Jamie
Jamie
Brotherton.
Bartholomew.
Then you got Sue Spangler,
Spangenberg. Yeah.
Leslie
Spangler.
Carpenter, Sandy Abbey, Pam
Bradley.
Cat.
Bradley.
Yep. Deb Fagan,
Ben Fagan.
Yep, yep.
Liz Metzler,
Liz
Oh,
Metzler.
yeah.
Yep.
Cassandra Britton,
Skank. Cassie
Yep.
Skank.
Yep. Okay.
Britton. Yep.
Yep. Lori Munson, Ronda, Mr. Parsons, third row, Steve Avery.
Steve Avery.
Oh,
Wow.
yep. Up in the. Yep.
This is Jamie
Mike-
Bobnick. Who's this guy? It's Mike somebody.
Mike Marion.
Mike
Marion.
Marion. Mike
Good
Marion?
job. Nice.
I'm gonna have to write that.
Jim. I don't remember this guy's name next to Jamie. Jim something.
It was Jim Zimmerman.
Answer boxes. Zimmerman. Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Zimmerman. Then I got a Carl here. Carl doesn't have a last name. And I got
It's not
Rodney,
Carl Frost. Yeah.
Rodney Russell, and Nelson Jeffrey.
Nelson Jeffrey. Look at Nelson. That's great.
So out of that picture, sad to say,
Mm-hmm.
you have 3 of them that are no longer with us.
Which 3?
There's 3.
It's Brian White.
Brian, where's Brian? Did I miss
think-
Brian? Oh yeah.
I think
Brian's gone.
next to Michelle Teeter is Brian
yeah.
White.
I think you're right. Yeah, Brian's gone.
This
Correct.
young man here. Okay.
Yep. Rod Russell
Rodney. Oh, that's right.
and Jamie Brotherton.
Yeah, and Jamie. Yep, that's right. Oh, that's sad.
Yep. And that's all that I remember anyway.
Yeah.
Occasionally I've run into Rod. So yeah.
I like to get Rod on too.
Yes.
Yeah, no, he would be fun. He's a quiet person too, so
Didn't used to be.
Used to
no.
No, he was full blown baseball, bowling, all sport.
Yep.
Rodney.
All sport.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it'd be
So-
fun.
So Dave Jackson, you have how many grandchildren?
I have 4.
4.
16,
And
14,
you have
4,
how
and
many?
2.
Dave Seymour, how many do you have?
I have 2. I've got an 8-year-old and
Okay.
a 6-month-year-old.
Okay.
So my son and
Held
his
up
wife-
10 fingers, so
No, I was making fun of Dave and his 56
Oh.
grandkids.
Yeah. It is done at 4.
Done it for.
Done at 4.
Yep, that's what I will be too. So
They're all right. They're all right across town. I see them almost every day.
oh good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
your
a lot of
little
fun.
one there is cute.
Yeah, they're a complete hoot. Every time I go over there, arms come out.
There you go. Well, I saw one the other day with was it Jace who was pulling on your hair or pulling on your hat or something, sitting on the Barca lounger there.
That would be Jace. Yeah,
You look like you're having some kind of fun.
we have a ball. Jace is a complete hoot. Complete hoot. He likes to go. He's very nature, or he's got the Jackson DNA. He likes to go out into the forest and explore things. And now he sees deer tracks and looks for different holes to put his finger in to see what's in there.
Scrounging for nuts and berries, right?
Yeah, he's a complete hoot. We get him tomorrow for a few hours. So we'll go out and hit the park again.
All right, excellent.
Well, thank you so much, Rhonda. This has been a complete treat.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yep. And feel free to put a bug in anybody else's ear that you see and have them contact us. You can be our agent.
Yeah, we are a booking agent.
You be our
Okay.
booking agent. There you go.
We'll give you a cut.
Yes.
Well,
10%.
thank you so much for chatting with me,
No,
guys. I'm
our
sorry I
pleasure
wasn't
chatting
so
with you.
talkative and
No, this has been fun and enlightening and like I said, a complete hoot. Loved it. Love every minute of it. And yeah, thank you again.
Thank you very much for doing it.
Okay, thank you guys. Take care.
All
And
right.
tell
And
everybody
hope
you
to see you
see.
at the next reunion.
Yes, and tell everybody you see, whether it's Brenda or Rodney, tell them we said hi, and then put the pitch in.
Okay, will do.
All right, dear.
All right,
Take care.
guys.
Thank
All right.
you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, dear.
Bye.
Bye-bye.